Okay, so we are live. So Hare Krishna. So welcome you all for today's Throwback Thursday program, which are organized by Iskcon Seshadripuram. And today with us, it's our great fortune that we have with us His Grace Vedavit Krishna Prabhuji. So just a brief introduction about Prabhuji. So Prabhuji is originally from Visakhapatnam and also MCA degree. And Prabhuji got connected to Krishna consciousness in 2001. And Prabhuji received his Harinam initiation in 2002 and Brahman initiation in 2012. So initially, Prabhuji was serving in Singapore in Pancatattva Namahatta till 2008, and after that, Prabhuji moved to US. And Prabhuji that time was actively engaged in book distribution services, and he was leading the chat group chapter a day under care of His Grace Vaisesika Prabhuji, which Prabhuji is still doing for the benefit of all our God family. And currently, Prabhuji is still, engaged in book distribution services in Laguna Beach, and he's also a, director of MotelGita team. And Prabhuji is also taking care of multiple outreach programs, and he, also does Deity Worship in the temple. And Prabhuji is also a teacher in, and he's teaching Bhakti Vaibhava to LA congregation under the guidance of MIHE, Mayapur Institute of Higher Education. And Prabhuji is also a, registered ISKCON teacher under ISKCON's Ministry of Education. And Prabhuji, is also doing Bhakti Vedanta degree, and that too, under the guidance of His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, the devotee who wrote all the Bhagasubodhini, etc. So it's a great fortune that we have such a senior devotee among us today. So welcome Prabhuji by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for introduction. Thank you, everyone, for joining. So I actually I'm not qualified to do this, but because of out of respect for Lalitangi Radha Mataji, I have to do this service. Otherwise, I feel I'm not qualified to glorify Guru Maharaj. But it is a very purification process for me for glorifying Guru Maharaj along with my spiritual journey with Guru Maharaj. So today's topic is my journey with Guru Maharaj. So as Prabhuji mentioned, I started my Krishna consciousness in 2001, where I met the devotees who were actually my colleagues in my previous workplace, and they met me and they said we are all friends, we are meeting at one place, and they dragged me to that place, and that is where actually the program Bhakti Vriksha was happening. So Guru Maharaj, it was GBC at Singapore, and where actually officially, publicly, the Krishna consciousness was not allowed. They did not allow even Prabhupada to land in Singapore at that time, during Prabhupada's time, because there was some hesitation with the citizens, and the government happened during that time, where a lot of devotees actually they joined full time, leaving their homes, and the wives actually they have compliant to the government, and since then actually they officially they banned ISKCON in Singapore. So that's why we were actually expatriates at that time. So we were doing only home programs and very in a closed environment. And even Radha Yatra also we used to do in a closed environment. So I was actually attracted to the Bhakti Vriksha program conducted by His Grace Bhakti Bhadragovinda Prabhu in Singapore. And he was actually when he was glorifying Guru Maharaj, means I didn't know ABCDs in Krishna consciousness at that time, but somehow by Guru Maharaj's causeless mercy, and also my senior God brothers encouragement, I was able to take up Krishna consciousness on the very first day I went to the program, where actually after the during the Bhakti Vriksha program, after that program happens, they actually give the chanting beads to everyone. Everyone, whether new or old, everyone they have to chant at least one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on the beads. So I was just chanting along with them. That's the day I started, and I never stopped chanting. So within by just the association and the Guru Maharaj's mercy of God family, and also the Guru Maharaj's mercy, I was able to come within 6 months to 16 rounds, from one round to 16 rounds. And then later, I in just within when I started 16 rounds, so it was mentioned that Guru Maharaj actually visiting Malaysia. There was a city called Klawang, and where Radha Yatra was happening. So Guru Maharaj was the chief guest, and that's the very first time I met in Malaysia Guru Maharaj in 2001, December, or during October to December time. So and that time, so when I first saw Guru Maharaj, I, because that is the first my experience was like he's like a divine person. Who is he? Because he is like very giant and walking with the stick, and a lot of people, and I didn't even see that kind of a person on the earth by that time. It was like a unimaginable experience that I had when I first met Guru Maharaj, and I didn't even think that I can go close to Guru Maharaj, but my senior god brother, who was my mentor, he actually introduced to Guru Maharaj at that time, and he said he is aspiring from you, Guru Maharaj. So I didn't even know actually, because that was the first time I saw, and immediately he said he's aspiring from you. So that's the first introduction happened, and I was like my life completely transformed from that day onwards. And within 1 year, in 2002, actually I got initiated also. Even it was not my I I was thinking of going to US and settle there, and after that I get married, and I had a lot of plans, but all my life's plans were changed completely after the introduction of Guru Maharaj. And by his causeless mercy, I got initiated, and then I went to um, India for for 1 month, and where I was actually every day morning Mangalarti, I was going to ISKCON Hyderabad. Initially, like after initiation, like we fired up because it's just power of Guru Maharaj. I was every day, I was just 4:30, I was attending Mangalarti at ISKCON Hyderabad and trying to do my sadhana and working like that. And then I got actually married in 2003, and came with my wife to Singapore, and we were actually practicing Krishna consciousness together under the guidance of our mentor HG Padmamukha Prabhu and others. And so Guru Maharaj actually he visits Singapore quite often during that time. So because whenever he has to travel, Singapore was like a gateway for him to, and then from there he used to go to other countries. Because Guru Maharaj was frequent traveler, he used to visit like every 4, 5, 6 months like that. And whenever we used to meet, because my house is near to the airport. So one day, suddenly my mentor told me that Guru Maharaj is coming to your house. I couldn't even imagine, and there was so much big issue happened because there are so many senior God family members were there in Singapore, and how come this junior Vedavit Krishna's home that Guru Maharaj can go? But actually, they explained that Guru Maharaj have only 5, 6 hours transit time, that he had to come to the home, take rest, and immediately he has to go back to the airport. So all the other houses are like 1 hour away from the airport, and fortunately, my home was like very near to the airport, like 15 minutes. So they decided that Guru Maharaj will come to our home along with all the his servants, and all whole my God family came at the time of 10 p.m. To my home. They were actually waiting for Guru Maharaj. I couldn't even imagine that this will happen in my life, and it was very emotional for me that within in a short span of time, Guru Maharaj visited us, and he was asking my wife that Bagunara, that's actually in Telugu language. We speak Telugu, and my mother tongue is Telugu. So Guru Maharaj actually asking my wife. She is also very new to Krishna consciousness at that time. She was not even initiated, just introduced to the, and he was actually asking like a own son and daughter how Guru Maharaj treated us. So that was very memorable experience we can have. uh, and he was asking everyone there, not only us, but whoever came there, everyone. And he was already tired. He did so much travel, and he was tired. And at 10 p.m., he was asking everyone, "How is everyone?" And some people were actually complaining on some other people and those things. But he was patiently hearing at that time, and he knows that very short time he has at that time, but still he was inquiring about everyone's wellness, and how loving, how much he loved his disciples. Actually came, I learnt on that day that Guru Maharaj is like a divine person who actually has no uh, you know out of out of completely out of body experience, and very transcendental, that he could share his love and his mercy through to everyone. And so after that, actually we went to Malaysia together, and there was actually any during my um, uh, initiation ceremony, Guru Maharaj actually asked some questions, and I was able to answer it all except the Dwadas Tilaka. At that time, I didn't know that all the mantras, and so then he said, you have to train Vedavit Krishna Das about this Dwadas Tilak. That every day he has to put the Dwadas Tilak on his body, that he is surrendering to the Guru and Krishna. So since that day, whenever I take bath, immediately I will remember that instruction of Guru Maharaj, that we have to put Dwadasa Tilaka on our body, so that we actually feel we are Krishna conscious, and not we are not this body, but we are the soul surrendered to Guru Maharaj. And so then in 2006, actually initiation, my wife's initiation happened during that time. And Guru Maharaj actually, he blessed both of us, and he actually mentioned that now you have to take care of your wife, because she is also initiated, and you have to grow Krishna in Krishna consciousness together. That's how we practice our Krishna consciousness, in the family Grahastha life. He mentioned that in Grahastha life we practice Krishna consciousness together and grow together. So now it is, your chance to bring it up to the speed, and growing Krishna consciousness. That was his instruction also, and he instructed my wife to preach to the local Telugu people with Vishnu Sahasranama. He said, "You just introduce Vishnu Sahasranama and people will come, and then we introduce Hare Krishna Maha Mantra," because Guru Maharaj said, it is said, one name of Krishna equal to three names of Rama, and like 1,000 names of Vishnu. That way you can, bring them closer to Krishna by chanting, Vishnu Sahasranam. And so that was another instruction she followed. And even then we started Bhakti Vriksha in Singapore with the instruction of Guru Maharaj and the senior God family members. And there were actually at least 10 people were attending Bhakti Vriksha, and we were actually in a form using the same format proposed by the ISKCON congregation ministry under the guidance of Guru Maharaj. And we actually, there were people, we used to follow different levels of sadhakas, the four levels of sadhakas, and then we got them to initiation. And Guru Maharaj was very happy, and that in Singapore, Bhadra Govind Prabhu is doing, groundbreaking preaching, and we were under his guidance, and we were able to introduce people to Krishna consciousness in Singapore. So after that, in 2007, again Guru Maharaj came, and we met Guru Maharaj at the airport. There was a funny pastime happened that Guru Maharaj was sitting, and he wanted to get up for the flight, and he was actually giving me hand that he wants me to lift him up. And so when I was trying to lift him up, actually, I actually fall down on him. So Guru Maharaj said, "You need to have a strength to lift me up." And so I was not that much, and it was like very funny. Everybody was laughing that Guru Maharaj, I have to lift me up from this. I'm a fallen soul, and Guru Maharaj, like, I cannot lift Guru Maharaj, but Guru Maharaj had to lift me up. Then only I can survive in this Krishna consciousness. And so after that, there was so another incident happened that I had, because of the job change, I had to move to US. And Guru Maharaj came at that time, and I was asking Guru Maharaj, I have to move to US. Then he said, think about everything that their income tax in US is high as compared to Singapore, because in Singapore it was only flat 6% income tax, and whereas in US it is 25 to 30% like that. So think about these things, and your career and everything, and then accordingly decide. And he asked which place in US you are going. I will introduce to my disciples so that you can continue from there. So he's so lovingly and taking care of his spiritual son. I was like very moved, because who will give that kind of a personal guidance? Even parents, they actually could not give, because they said whatever you want you can do. But Guru Maharaj was so caring that he wanted me to continue Krishna consciousness wherever I go. And he did not give any instruction that you have to stay in Singapore, because he knows that I means he doesn't want me to disobey his instruction. So that's why he did not give any instruction, but he gave suggestions. And finally I moved to US in 2008. And very actually, the first day I moved, actually I met devotees there. And Sakshad Hari Prabhu, one of our god brothers in New Jersey, actually he took care of me, where going with them to see Guru Maharaj when he came to US. In the same week, actually, I went to US. I went to along with them, and in Washington D.C. we met Guru Maharaj. And he just saw me actually 1 week before, and he said, "Oh, you were in Singapore 1 week ago, and now you are here." He was like surprised. And so, yes, for Guru Maharaj, I had to move immediately. That's why I came here. And then, and Guru Maharaj actually started giving us some instructions on what to do in US. And there was a retreat also happened in later. And Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj and everybody actually said we need to have a US retreat. And the very first retreat I attended was like in New Talawan, and where Guru Maharaj came, and blessed all of us. And so what after that, I was actually thinking about what to do. Yeah, so before that, we met Guru Maharaj in Sacramento in 2008. Yeah, so in 2008 we met in Sacramento, and he asked me, Vedavit, how are the Vedas? And so I was actually not, I was not even started reading Bhagavatam at that time. He said you have to read not only Bhagavad Gita but also Srimad Bhagavatam. He actually mentioned that. So all the Vedas are actually embedded in Srimad Bhagavatam, and he gave me the instruction. And we asked about myself, and there is another Narahari Dev Prabhu. We were when we met him in Sacrament. We asked about Brahman initiation because I got initiated in 2002, and then we were asking about Brahman initiation. He said, "I'm ready. Are you ready?" He asked. So there is a lot of importance we should give. Are we really ready? Because we are asking for Brahman initiation, but he is asking, "Are you ready?" He also said, "You need Bhakti Shastri degree in order to get Brahman initiated." Because Guru Maharaj actually started that implementing that. Until then, in all the Maharaj they were giving based on the recommendation and based on the advancement, but Guru Maharaj started that everybody should read the scriptures very scrutinizingly. We have to study the scriptures. And he had that idea, and he said, once you finish Bhakti Shastri, you can get Brahman initiation." He indirectly mentioned that, and then we understood. And then I had to join Bhakti Shastri course in 2009, and it's almost took 2 3 years at that time because we were taking a lot of breaks. And then I moved to Southern California, where in the Laguna Beach area, where the temple president was actually asking for the pujaris, because there was one pujari, our god brother, 30 years actually he was doing Mangalarti and all the services, Amar Krishna Prabhu from Mayapur, and he was taking care of that. He was a Bengali devotee and god brother, and he was taking care, and suddenly he left because of his family issues, that he had to leave the service and go. Then they asked us to do the service, and then he said, "I will call your Guru Maharaj and give on a Skype initiation." At the time I said no. I said no, because I want like Guru Maharaj in his presence live, and also the fire sacrifice, it should happen like that. We said, and within 6 months, actually, Guru Maharaj visited Laguna Beach, and all the devotees from Los Angeles. Until then, because nothing happened at the time, somehow Guru Maharaj's mercy, he came to Laguna Beach and he gave the initiation, Brahman initiation, in the sacrifice for a lot of disciples at that time. And so since then, he also said, because do you know what is the like Brahman initiation, how significant it is? And he mentioned that the initiated devotees are close to Guru, but Brahmin initiated devotees are the closest. He said, because Krishna loves the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and the cows. So even Guru, actually, as a representative of Krishna, he actually the loves those who are Brahmin initiated more than the first initiated. He said, you are very close, so you should follow the principles and chant your Gayatri at the right time, and this many times, 7 times, you have to chant without fail. So like that, he actually gave instruction, and there is like Mahavara Prabhu, he actually gave the whatever Guru Maharaj was saying at that time. And then Guru Maharaj actually mentioned in the ear that Gayatri mantra, and then we received. And so we couldn't imagine how Guru Maharaj, with his condition, physical condition at that time, right, it was in 2012, because 2008 he got the stroke, and he was giving all the instructions without fail for every disciple, like that, so caring. And he was asking other people, are you aspiring from me? Even they're not even like a full time devotees, but he was so compassionate. I couldn't even imagine that Guru Maharaj was so compassionate to the people who are nearby. He's asking, are you aspiring from me, or are you want to you want to become aspiring? And on the spot, the moment he asked that devotee, he was actually thinking about it and asked me later. And he got, actually initiation from Guru Maharaj also. So that's the potency of Guru Maharaj. The glance of Guru Maharaj is so potent that he just with his eyes he can attract anyone and everyone, and give his causeless mercy. And so there were like so many stories like that. I can share, but just to glorify Guru Maharaj. After I finished Bhakti Shastri and got Brahman initiation, I was motivated to continue my studies and started the Bhakti Vaibhava course from the same mentor at ISV here, ISKCON of Silicon Valley, where Srivas Pandit Prabhu, our mentor. So we started Bhakti Vaibhava, and along with others, I was starting the course. And we have to, in Bhakti Shastri we learnt, but in Bhakti Vaibhava we have to present also. We have to prepare slides for Srimad Bhagavatam on the specific chapter, and we have to present and we have to ask questions and clarifications and with the team and all those things. So I was actually taking the inspiration from Guru Maharaj, that how we have to study the scriptures scrutinizingly, and continued my studies. And later, we heard actually Guru Maharaj actually he himself took the Bhakti Vaibhava exam, because so many Maharajs are there, so many are there, but Guru Maharaj he wanted to instruct by living example, right? He wanted to show to everyone that he himself took it, and he is that is real Acharya, because Guru Maharaj is also called as Acharya Pada, right? So he's a live example for setting the right for the right instruction. He himself follows, and he gives instructions to disciples. We can rarely find this kind of guru on earth. So Guru, I cannot imagine what is like Guru Maharaj. And then he received Bhakti Vedanta, and then Bhakti Sarvabhauma also recently. So he set the top example for everyone to follow. And with his inspiration only, I was able to complete Bhakti Vaibhava, and now doing Bhakti Vedanta degree. Just even though I'm not qualified, just because of Guru Maharaj's inspiration and Guru Maharaj's mood and compassion, we were able to associate with devotees and continue our Krishna consciousness in this way. Um, so there are later actually I found that Guru Maharaj had a lot of books. I don't know if you have seen any of those uh, the books, where I just want to show that. So you can see this.
Yes, we can see, Prabhuji.
Yeah, see, so I started reading this Gauranga book, and Guru Maharaj, like past times, he was narrating about how he is, because it is also said Guru Maharaj in a eternal associate of Lord Nityananda. So when he was narrating these, like his practical experiences he was narrating, and I couldn't I was like really moved by after reading this book. And then I bought all these books, and actually there is like in Dallas and other places they were distributing these books for Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. And actually I ordered a lot of books and then distributed to those God family who are actually distributing in their local places all these set of books of Guru Maharaj, because these are different instructions of Guru Maharaj. He kept in different forms for different peoples at different level disciples. So just I wanted to mention this. This is also an inspiration for me to read Guru Maharaj's books. Until then, we were only reading Srila Prabhupada's books. But after I came to know that Guru Maharaj, had these books put together for our purpose, and we have to, read those and distribute these so that everybody can take advantage of these. And another book I like is Vaishnava K. So the instructions are so, that our sadhana will definitely improve, and we see what kind of a Vaishnava are you if we just question ourselves and then reflect. Then there will be definitely, we can advance in our devotional service. And yeah, so so every year actually we do Vyasa Puja and share because Guru Maharaj asked you share the pictures, whatever you have celebrated, he wanted to see, all the disciples, wherever whatever possible, actually, he will see as many as he can. He used to feel very happy after hearing that, oh, they celebrated Vyasa Puja very well at different Mahavara Prabhu. He generally gives him updates on that these places they celebrated, and he used to feel very, very happy about those um, that Guru Maharaj. You can see his Instagram because we used to put this picture. This picture on the Vyasa Puja of Guru Maharaj, and used to send pictures. So, and I just wanted to see if I don't know if we can play this. And so, the journey continued for so long, and now I attended actually at least two, three Atlanta Panihati festivals where Guru Maharaj actually gives his association for a lot of disciples in Atlanta, Georgia, in US. And so, Lalitangra, the Mataji, she attends every year, I think, because it's a drivable distance to them. And celebrated Gurma's 50th sannyas anniversary. I was able to participate, and everybody got actually inspired to see if is I just thought I want to show a documentary, then but it is not playing. That's okay.
It's
So
just 7 KB. Maybe it's not right file to use.
yeah, maybe, yeah, something did not work out, bro. Yeah, that's okay. So let's see. And he was actually, and during COVID time. Okay, so now if we come to the during the COVID time, how the entire transformation happened, right? He was giving daily online classes because before that it was not that much, right? Because he wherever he is, like locally, there only happened. But during the pandemic, everything was changed completely, and Guru Maharaj was giving, every day evening in the India time, he was giving online classes, and he also visits every the disciples' homes. That was another practice I never heard of. So one day actually my turn also came, and Guru was visiting all the US different disciples home, and Mahavara Prabhu said, "You get ready, you are the next." And I was actually on the there, and he saw our deities, and he was like checking what are those deities, and he's saying, how we are worshipping. And Mahavara Prabhu actually he just mentioned all the deities, and he said, Guru Maharaj's blessings, and continue your deity worship and home, and just he gave blessings just without any expectation. We got that kind of mercy that Guru Maharaj can visit home and virtually, right? Because how Guru Maharaj can is the perfect example of Yukta Vairagya, right? Use all the things whatever available in the technology in the Krishna consciousness. So he was actually perfectly using Zoom, YouTube, everything, and to give association of his association to all the disciples around the world. So I used to attend those Zoom calls and like very much inspired, because even in pandemic, a lot of people actually they lost Krishna consciousness because they cannot go to temples. The temples, some temples are closed, and because of this, in US there are strict rules, and we couldn't even go to temple. How do you get the association? And Guru Maharaj actually giving direct association every day, every day. Just imagine how merciful Guru Maharaj is. Otherwise, a lot of people who are not disciples and who are just introduced to Krishna, they lost. They actually they went out of Krishna consciousness because nobody was able to be in touch with them. But he has a vision, a high vision that what will happen to my disciples during pandemic, and he was personally taking care of and visiting homes and reaching everyone and preaching. Right, so millions actually reached during that pandemic transformation, and he was going everywhere and still traveling at that time. And also when the travel ban is lifted, he actually traveled also, and then gave Krishna consciousness to everyone and everywhere. And so Guru Maharaj's teachings are like very personal and easy to follow, because they are, he says, just you chant sincerely and serve devotees and cooperate and spread Krishna consciousness. Right? And he also gives instructions that we you chant, you actually take the pradakshina, tulasi pradakshina, right? You circumambulate and you actually give me that whatever the benefit you get, that suppose four pradakshinas if you take, and you say actually you are giving that benefit to him, so that any unknowingly any commits, if he commits sinful activities, because it is mentioned that whatever, if we commit any sinful activities knowingly or unknowingly, thus Guru Maharaj has to take that burden. So he's very you know caring and compassionate, so that he wanted us not to you know feel like that kind of burden, and he's giving a remedy for us to, so that if you chant tulasi, if you do tulasi pradakshina and then give that benefit to Guru Maharaj, at least there you won't feel that burden that we are giving Guru Maharaj, this kind of accumulated sin, right? So he is very practical in that kind of things. And he also mentioned one time somebody asked a question, and then he said, whatever for grahasthas especially, whatever the benefits you get through devotional service, the wife will share 50% of it just by supporting the husband. So that was actually a personal instruction, and for everyone he was talking about grahasthas and gave that kind of instructions. And Guru Maharaj's legacy, lifetime service, and the global mission. And he has so many positions and so much responsibility to take care. In spite of his physical conditions, he spends time on everything, and he attends GBC meetings. He actually attends any meetings that for like TOVP, uh, and all the instructions that Prabhupada gave, he actually remembers those and he shared with his disciples. Now this virtual table, the book table, right? Book virtual table says that because a lot of disciples actually working towards to fulfill his what Prabhupada gave, so many Maha books and big books and small books that every day he has to distribute. So how we always Guru Maharaj meditate on that instruction of Srila Prabhupada, and he like we will be very, very happy if somebody actually donates to his virtual table and then they distribute the books. So whole Mayapur and everywhere disciples distribute books, and I also follow that. And whatever books I distribute locally here, always dedicated to Guru Maharaj, and now we continue the legacy because Guru Maharaj gave that legacy, and as disciples, it's our duty to continue his legacy in not only distributing books and outreach, and also preaching grahasthas and new people, and conduct bhakti vrikshas. And one time actually I asked one of our senior god brother how we can please Guru Maharaj. He said, if you do bhakti vriksha and introduce people to Guru Maharaj will be very happy because he can recognize the names of those who actually bring new people to the Krishna consciousness. So every year, actually, a lot of disciples here in US also they are doing a wonderful service, and pleasing Guru Maharaj very nicely. And, so so just as a reflection, what we learn from Guru Maharaj, we have to apply in our lives. And how do we act with take the dust of a lotus feet of Guru Maharaj, and we have to act based on his instructions, because every day we if you are part of the local group, like we have a J2 plus North America, like that you have a local group in India also. So we have to just follow the Guru Maharaj, whatever they share, and now every day, and his messages, fortnightly messages, Guru Maharaj personally, he gives those some of the instructions in that, and based on that we follow instructions of Guru Maharaj. And wanted to open up any reflections, or you want to share anything. It's not that I only share, it's this call is for everyone, that we can share with each other. Any questions that we can take, or any reflections you want to uh, mention?
Thank you, Prabhuji. So if anybody wants to share something, reflect something, you can say now. So one thing, so I also have, Guru Maharaj books, but to be frank, I have
Mhm.
not read those. But as you mentioned, like I also have
Mm.
Gaurang book and
Mm.
Vaishnava, okay, but I never read. But like since you mentioned about it, like you read Gaurang book, and after that you started even distributing these books to the devotees in US. So like I
Yeah.
think it inspires me also, to pick up the books. You said Guru Maharaj is sharing his personal realizations in Gaurang book. So
Yes.
that inspires me also to probably take that up and start reading. So thank you for saying that and sharing that.
Thank you, Prabhu. And not only his books, Guru Maharaj is like very determined about, because there is here we have Vaisesika Maharaj. He actually conducts like two special events in book distribution, like three of them. One is actually starts with Mahaprabhu, like Gaura Purnima. During from January to the Gaura Purnima time, he says Chaitanya Charitamritas we need to distribute. So he opens a campaign, like the gardener, like kind of a campaign. And Guru Maharaj actually he vouches this, he advocates this kind of events whenever Vaisheshik Maharaj, and he, because he calls and he gets a message from Guru Maharaj, so that all the Guru Maharaj disciples will be inspired when he says something about it. So that's like that Guru Maharaj actually he advocates. And right now it's the campaign is for Bhadra Purnima. I think in all over India and all over the world there's like 100,008 sets, I believe. So that campaign actually, Guru Maharaj also, he actually advocates and he gives the message that yes, we need to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, every door. And even Srila Prabhupada actually, he mentioned that those who, like those who are respectable families, they actually get this Srimad Bhagavatam and Charitamrita sets in their homes. So the respectable persons, Prabhupada quote is there. And Guru Maharaj actually he advises also everyone to not only get the set but also distribute to everyone so that whole world will be inundated with like Srimad Bhagavatam. And so that's how the Guru Maharaj is very particular about distributing the books. And he participates in the campaign, and he whenever actually in the calls there will be an ASLT calls, and in that Guru Maharaj will also come and join, and he whenever he sees the map of wherever he is like he knows those places, he says why not this, like why not that place, like that he gives suggestions to go to that places and also include those in the maps of distributing Srimad Bhagavatam and other books. And and for reading every day, so I think in all the congregations everybody can add this like our daily sadhana should not only for 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and four regulative principles and Bhakti Vrikshas or whatever we do, but also reading every day. That chart I mentioned, right? Like chapter a day. It was introduced at ISV Vaisesika Maharaj, and then one day I was actually asking him to give blessings, and then he said, if you read Bhagavad Gita daily, you get blessings directly from Krishna. Then. I was thinking about Guru Maharaj's instruction also, and started doing in 2009, and until now, actually, we are continuing by just causeless mercy of Guru Maharaj. That every day we make sure we read Bhagavad Gita a chapter, and then Srimad Bhagavatam also. It's not chapter, but how many verses possible within that specified time. We read on the association of devotees, or you can also invite new people to join with you so that you can read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam every day, so that Vaishesh Maharaj says without reading those, don't even go out, because it is said padam padam vipadam, in every step there is a danger. And if this reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is like a kavach, right? It's a shield to protect us from all these dangers. So just morning you read, like chant, and then you go out, you will be all good. There won't be any danger for us. So that's the instruction of Guru Maharaj, and like the Siksha Guru and the Diksha Gurus we have to follow. That Guru Maharaj actually recent instruction also I saw. You can have 4, 5 Siksha Gurus, to under the guidance you follow. Uh, you know, and just always he likes, if we are doing our good sadhana, what else Guru wants, and how we can please Guru Maharaj is by just by following his instructions and reading the scriptures on a daily basis and chanting and preaching. That's the mission of the Hare Krishna movement, and that's what Guru Maharaj's mission and Krishna's mission and Prabhupada's mission and everybody's mission is, in ISKCON is that. So we just take, because it's not possible for everyone at every place, because everybody is in different circumstances. But we have to just take just pray to our Guru Maharaj, and he gives all the blessings, and with his causeless mercy, anything is possible. And so, any other thoughts you
Thank
want
you.
to share?
So Prabhuji, I also would like to know about the chat program, like how much time
Hmm.
you keep in it, and
Yeah.
also about Mortal Gita
Hmm.
program. And there is one question from one Pavani Gaurpriya Mataji, like if you
Sure.
could share some book distribution tips from because Vaishali Prabhu is very famous, for book
Yeah.
distribution.
Sure.
So
Sure, Prabhu. Yeah, so the chart we actually keep. because it is said 1 hour of reading. If we can spend 1 hour, but otherwise at least 45 minutes. But 1 hour is good, but if you cannot spend 1 hour, at least 45 minutes. But generally, if you said, if those busy people, if you want to really invite new people, we actually say 15 minutes. 15 minutes to start with, because is Kali Yuga, people cannot spend a lot of time, especially in the morning or evening, whatever convenient time you can do, but at least ask them to read a chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavatam is for devotees, because for newcomers they may not. But if you want to introduce chart to the new people, just one chapter a day. Because if you can do both Sanskrit and English is okay, but we were doing alternate days. One day we actually do Sanskrit, and next day we chant, English translations. So you can, if you can do both, that also fine. Because right now we are actually doing together. But in previous days, people cannot spend so much time. We used to do alternative days, one day Sanskrit and one day English. But so since 4 years, I think we started doing both together. So it completes a whole chapter in one day instead of doing like 2 days. So like that, 18 chapters you can finish it in 18 days. Just only the Sanskrit sloka and the English translation. And then later you can read purports on your own, but for chart purpose, you just follow that. So by doing that, actually you can memorize slokas over the period of time. You just chant same chapters every day, and you can memorize slokas also, that you can quote whenever you want. So that is one thing. And about the next question, what is the question, Mataji?
Mataji was asking if you could share some, tips for book
Okay.
distribution.
Yes. So recently in India also they started. There is Ananda Tirtha Prabhu. I don't know where is he from, but I will find out. They said, why the Mortal Gita is in in US and other places you're doing, why not in India? Because there are so many Indians and so many motel owners are there, hotel and hotel motels. Why not we actually bump up this distribution of Bhagavad Gita by going to distribution of hotels and motels? Because we just need to ask, because there is already a copy of Gideon Bible in US, and I don't know in India hotels what they keep in the nightstand. Because when you go to the room, when you open the desk, right, there is a book they keep. So that is, in the US they keep the Bible. So we thought, actually, why not keep Bhagavad Gita next to it, so that we give the equal opportunity to their customers. Not everybody reads Bible, right? Some people, they want to read Bhagavad Gita. So just so, because almost 60% of hotels, motels actually owned by Gujarati people, in those who moved from India to US, those times. So we started with those Gujarati Indians. They say Jai Sri Krishna. It is, they start with that. So they actually wanted to put, but they were very happy that we keep Bhagavad Gita and distribute to everyone, and they were inspired. So then these fundings actually coming from the congregation, or if you can inspire the hotel owner himself, because he is getting business and he's getting a lot of money. If you are really inspired, getting charity from them, that's also good. But the major portion comes from the devotional, the congregation people, because here ISV, they raise a lot of money to distribute these Mortal Gitas. And I actually, because I live in the Los Angeles area where the BBT is there, so I coordinate with BBT here and dispatch the books directly from BBT, by giving them the labels, stamping, and the addresses of those motels where need to go. And there is a call center in India, Mumbai, where everybody every day they actually call the hotels and motels in North America, and they actually get the orders. They call them and they say, we are a complimentary copy for you. We are actually sending, and we send those books after we get the orders. And they are well received, because if you go to a motel or hotel, and you see Bhagavad Gita, how you will be feeling, right? Happy. Instead of looking at Bible, you can also read Bhagavad Gita when you're at a hotel. So that's the concept of not only that giving rest to your body, but also your soul will be taken care when you read Bhagavad Gita. So that's how we preach to the motel owners who are Indians, and they get inspired, and that's how these books are placed. We have 2 minutes. Any final questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji. So there is a question from Gunraj Nidai Prabhuji. So
Mhm.
he's saying, thank you for sharing such an inspiring message today. I had a humble question. Drawing
Mm.
from your personal experience, how
Mm.
were you able to balance the demands of your material profession while maintaining a steady and meaningful sadhana? Were there any particular principles or practices that help you remain focused on your spiritual priorities amidst professional responsibilities? So that's a
Oh,
question.
thank you very much for this. This is a very practical question you asked, and I still struggle, with balancing, my life, with professional and, the spiritual sadhana and everything. Because whatever practically possible we need to do, because and just by we have to pray to Guru Maharaj and Krishna, that please, as we have sincere desire, because it is said, if you have a sincere desire, Krishna will fulfill it definitely. He will provide the facilities in such a way that you can actually uh, free up your time, because right now it's very difficult for me to spend this 1 hour with my professional life, because I start early, work early, because I work on, like, East Coast projects. So very difficult for me to do sadhana in the morning itself, because I have to wake up very early to finish sadhana and then start the work. So I chant half of the rounds in the morning and half of the rounds in the evening, because I some only in the weekends I can do one sitting 16 rounds. So that's a very challenging in a professional life. And I told them I have some issue with the car. I cannot, this 1 hour I will be away completely. I told them, and I just came here and I did not see what is happening there. So sometimes we have to, dedicate, because recently I think Sarvajaya Madhav Prabhu sent, we spend so much for, well, this, whatever, all the profession, whatever doing for family, right? We are doing so much for family who are actually with us for this life. But he said, Guru Maharaj is there with us for eternal, right? The relationship between the disciple and Guru is eternal. So how much sacrifice, how much, love and care we have to do for Guru Maharaj purpose. So when I read that message, it was like striking for me. Like anything, what am I doing here? Taking care of family and job and everything. Of course, means I'm not saying we have to, but if we have that sincere desire, that first the preference, whatever the preference we get, because yeah, actually, Vaisesika Maharaj, he says that where the attention goes, the energy flows. So suppose if your attention is on work, the energy will go there only. But if your attention is on, a reading book or a reading, as some doing some sadhana or chanting, then it goes. So he said, just keep your chanting bag and beads, a place where you are actually even opening a dropping a one first bead also there, and as soon as you wake up, you see that your attention goes directly to the bead bag, then you start focusing. If you don't see that, you have your attention is somewhere else. Whatever we see, we get, right? It's like we call it as, what you see is what we get. So our attention also focuses based on what you see. So it depends on that. Where your attention goes, the energy flows. That's always true. And we just think about it. Keep a Guru Maharaj picture, in front of you, and just look at him, and he will guide you. Right. So what we need to do. So that is my suggestion, Prabhu. Because if we occupy with our completely the whole daily activities, automatically you will be, balancing that, because you plan in a way that your professional life is not disturbing your spiritual life, and you have gives specific hours for this and specific hours for that. So that way we can actually, balance. I'm just telling you, but I also need to follow. So thank you for asking that question. So that because I mentioned this, I also sincerely please pray for me so that I can also follow these things what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it's already 8:30. I need to go to a meeting.
Okay.
Work meeting, professional meeting. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, everyone. Ancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyayo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Guru Maharaj Acharya Pada ki jai.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you, Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
for giving
Hare
us
Krishna.
association.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Dandavat pranam Prabhuji.
ప్రభుజీ దండవత్ ప్రణామ్.
ప్రణామ్ ప్రభుజీ.
Thank you.
మాకెంతో అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తున్నాము. చాలా చాలా
Thank you.
సంతోషం.
Thank
హరే
you.
కృష్ణ.
Thank you.
So on behalf of all the devotees, we'd like to thank Prabhuji by chanting on time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
హరే కృష్ణ
కృష్ణ కృష్ణ హరే హరే, హరే రామ హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే.
Thank you.
చాలా చక్కని విషయాలు తెలియజేశారు ప్రభుజీ. భక్తి
you.
విషయాల గురించి చాలా చక్కగా. హరే కృష్ణ.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.